What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sneaky, also known as Mom and All, and in this channel we're all about motherhood and thriving in it. To our returning subscribers, thank you, I appreciate you. And to everyone else who's new, make sure that you subscribe down below, and feel free to also follow me on Instagram if you're all about motherhood and thriving in it, especially in your personal finances, because that's what we're dealing with in today's video. So today guys, I'm talking about the 70-20-10 rule, also known as the 70-10-10-10 rule. Some of you might be like, what is she on about? But I'll just let you in a minute. I'm gonna tell you what I think of it. Does it work? What is it all about? Do I apply it? So let's get into this. Basically, the 70-20-10 rule it's a personal finance management rule that's well known worldwide. It's all about basically how you distribute your monthly income. So let's say you get paid a salary, 100% of your salary. It means 70% of that salary you attribute to your living expenses, your monthly living expenses, and then 20% of that you allocate towards saving or investing, and 10% of it you give away to charity, or you tithe if you go to church or you're a believer. So that's basically the 70-20-10 rule. Why it's also sometimes called the 70-10-10-10 rule is because this 20 is sometimes broken into 10-10. So basically the 10% means you save, just save for long-term growth, or you invest but you put away into something else. Someone else basically grows that money for you. The other 10 of the 20 you invested towards your business or something that you make money or create value or create wealth with. For example, if you have a business, so 10% of your income would go towards funding that entrepreneurial side of your life, your business. That's how it ends up being the 70-10-10-10 rule, basically. So I'm just gonna combine it and call it the 70-20-10 rule because it's just easier for me. So some of us have different ratios. You might find that when your whole salary by the end of the month is gone and you don't even save any of it, then that means you have the 100 rule. It means you spending 100% of your income, or even more if you actually end up dipping into your credit card or your overdraft. So lots of us are in different stages of our lives, of like we attribute our income differently, but the 70-20-10 rule has actually been quite effective, and it helps people to grow their personal wealth. So now, what do I think of it? Is it good? I really think it's good, and I think it's something to achieve, to work towards. And the more, once you get to that 70-20-10 rule, you actually find that you can even reduce that 70 portion to, let's say, 50% of your income goes towards your living expenses, and then you can end up, let's say, saving 40%, and then you're still giving the 10, or you can just change your ratio however. But this ratio has been seen to basically be optimal. Do I agree with it? Yes, I agree with it. And how I actually realized that I've been applying this for a majority of my life, since high school, guys, and it's mainly from my pastor. Obviously, like, I'm a believer, so we believe in tithing as well at church. So because of that, I grew up tithing. So already 10% of my lunchbox money was going into tithing at church, so that was never a problem. And then I remember once my pastor actually spoke about, there's that verse, I'll link down below what the verse says, or the whole story. But basically, so King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that Joseph had to interpret. Basically, in the dream, there were 7 healthy, fat, good cows, like good cows, and then there was 7 not so good cows, like skinny, struggling cows that were like sickly. So basically, and then Joseph interpreted the dream to mean that the kingdom was going to have 7 years of plenty, where the cattle is booming, basically everything is booming, but there will also be 7 years of lack, where they will be struggling. Cattle will be skinny, if I can put it that way. And basically this meant that they had to actually put 1/5 away for during their 7 years of plenty, and this 1/5 would help sustain them during the 7 years of lack. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then my pastor just mentioned that as a general rule, it obviously 1/5 is actually 20%, so 20% of whatever they were harvesting they were saving. That's the gist of it for 7 years, and then it will help them when bad times come. And our pastor just encouraged us, just always try to save at least 20% of what you have, and it will help you if ever you are in trouble or you are in lack. So that stayed with me. I was in high school, I think, but that stayed with me. So what I do, so as I started working, and I was also earning a living allowance as a student from my bursary, I just saved up 20%, and I didn't stop tithing as well. And that's just been how my finances were going, which always meant I can only spend 70% of what I get. So that's how I realized that, hey, I've been applying this rule all along, even though I just recently found out about it the more I dig into personal finances. And it's really helped me, and I'd like to encourage anyone else to also try it out. I know it won't be easy because lots of us maybe don't believe in tithing. That's why usually the mainstream media, they'll say, hey, give it away to charity. And there's someone as rich like Oprah, she gives away a lot of her income. So there really is value in giving. You can't think you just always keep everything you have for yourself. I really think giving is actually quite important, because then you'll be blessed more, because blessed is the hand that gives than the one that receives. So that's just my belief, and that's what also I've been taught. And actually one of my lecturers also mentioned that if you want to keep the same standard of living that you have now up to retirement, when you're no longer making an income, you actually have to save perhaps even 30% of your income. You just need to evaluate your standard of living and obviously do those calculations with financial advisor. So that's the 70-20-10 rule. I really think it's something to attain for, because once you actually live within that 70% of your income, you can actually live on less and less and less. You never know, you might end up living on less than half your income, and that could actually mean you can even quit your job at some point if ever you are compelled to. Or it can mean you have more money for your kids later on. It can mean a whole lot of things. It can mean you have capital to start your business in a few years' time. Anything. The possibilities are endless, but it all starts with a little bit of self-discipline and a whole lot of determination. Anyway, that's the 70-20-10 rule. Let me know your thoughts. Are you guys keen on applying it? Do you apply it? What do you think of it? Have you heard of it before? And what do you think? Are you close to the 70-20-10 rule? Do you even want to be close to it? So that's my take on it. You guys can let me know down below what your thoughts are. Bye.